Imagine waking up every single morning with crystal clear vision, no dryness, no strain, no blurry edges, just perfectly refreshed eyes that are ready to take on the world beautifully. I'm Dr. Mark, and welcome to Dr. Mark Official. With 10 years of experience, I'm here to share trusted advice to help you live healthier every day in simple ways. It is truly a wonderful privilege to stand before you today and share something that I believe has the potential to genuinely transform the way you think about your health, specifically your eye health, and more specifically, what you eat before you go to sleep at night. We spend so much of our lives focusing on skincare routines, gym memberships, sleep schedules, and dietary plans. Yet very rarely do we pause and ask ourselves one very simple but incredibly powerful question. What am I doing right now, tonight, before I close my eyes and go to sleep to protect the very organs that allow me to see this magnificent world around me? Your eyes are among the most hardworking organs in your entire body. From the moment you open them in the morning to the second you shut them at night, they are constantly working, constantly processing light, color, depth, movement, and detail. They are processing millions of pieces of visual information every single second of every single day. And yet, despite all that relentless work, most of us give very little thought to how we specifically nourish and protect our eyes. We wear sunglasses occasionally. We try to reduce screen time when we remember. We blink a little more when our eyes feel dry. But very few of us have intentionally built a habit that directly supports eye health at the cellular level, particularly during the nighttime hours when our bodies enter their most powerful state of repair and regeneration. Tonight, I want to talk to you about something simple, accessible, affordable, and absolutely extraordinary when it comes to supporting your eye health. I want to talk to you about fruit. Specifically, I want to talk to you about the best fruit you can possibly eat before you go to bed to support healthy, strong, vibrant eyes. And I want to take you on a journey through the science, the nutrition, the biology, and the practical application of this knowledge so that by the time you leave this room tonight, you have a clear, actionable, life-changing habit that you can begin implementing immediately. Let us start by understanding what actually happens to your eyes while you sleep. Many people think of sleep as simply a period of rest and inactivity. But nothing could be further from the truth. While you are asleep, your body is engaged in an almost miraculous process of cellular repair and restoration. This is true for every organ and system in your body, and your eyes are absolutely no exception. During sleep, your eyes undergo a process of lubrication and healing. The tears that your eyes produce during sleep are more nutrient-rich than the tears produced during waking hours. The cells of the cornea, which is the clear front surface of the eye, regenerate and repair any microdamage that has occurred during the day from exposure to light, pollution, dust, and digital screens. The retina, which is the light-sensitive tissue at the back of your eye, also undergoes critical repair processes during sleep. The optic nerve, which carries visual signals from your eye to your brain, benefits from the reduced pressure and reduced stimulation that comes with darkness and rest. Now, here is the key insight that I want you to hold on to as we move through this conversation. The quality and completeness of these nighttime repair processes depend heavily on the availability of specific nutrients in your body. If your body goes into its nighttime repair mode without sufficient levels of certain vitamins, antioxidants, and minerals, the repair is incomplete, the regeneration is slower, the protection against oxidative damage is weaker, and over time, this cumulative deficit shows up as declining eye health, increased sensitivity to light, dry eyes, blurred vision, and a greater risk of serious conditions like macular degeneration, cataracts, glaucoma, and diabetic retinopathy. This is exactly why what you eat in the hours before bed matters so enormously for your eye health. When you eat something rich in eye-supporting nutrients before bed, those nutrients enter your bloodstream and become available to your body precisely during the window when your eyes are undergoing their most intensive repair and regeneration. You are essentially providing your body with the raw materials it needs to do its best healing work while you sleep. So now let us get to the heart of the matter. What is the best fruit to eat before bed for healthy eyes? After extensive research and consideration of all the nutritional science available, the answer that consistently rises to the top is the blueberry. The humble, small, dark, deeply colored blueberry is arguably the most powerful fruit you can eat before bed, specifically for the purpose of supporting and protecting your eye health. And I want to explain exactly why in detail because once you understand the depth of the nutritional power packed into this tiny fruit, you will never look at it the same way again. Blueberries are rich in a class of plant compounds called anthocyanins. These are the pigments that give blueberries their deep blue and purple color. Anthocyanins are powerful antioxidants, and they have a very particular and remarkable affinity for eye tissue. They are able to cross the blood-retinal barrier, which is a selective protective barrier that controls what substances can enter the tissues of the retina. This means that when you eat blueberries, the anthocyanins in them can actually reach the retinal cells directly and provide antioxidant protection right where it is most needed. The retina is one of the most metabolically active tissues in the entire human body. It consumes enormous amounts of oxygen and generates correspondingly large amounts of free radicals and oxidative byproducts. Without sufficient antioxidant protection, these free radicals cause cumulative damage to the delicate photoreceptor cells of the retina, the rods and cones, which are responsible for your ability to see in low light and to perceive color respectively. Over time, this oxidative damage accumulates and contributes to conditions like age-related macular degeneration, which is one of the leading causes of blindness in the developed world. The anthocyanins in blueberries actively neutralize these free radicals and help protect the retinal cells from this kind of oxidative damage. But the benefits of blueberries for eye health go far beyond their antioxidant action. Blueberries are also rich in vitamin C, which is another potent antioxidant that plays a specific and well-documented role in eye health. Vitamin C is found in high concentrations in the aqueous humor, which is the fluid inside the eye, and it helps protect the lens of the eye from oxidative damage. The lens of your eye must remain perfectly transparent in order for it to focus light correctly on the retina. When the proteins in the lens are damaged by oxidative stress, they begin to clump together and create cloudiness, which is precisely what a cataract is. Vitamin C helps prevent this protein damage and supports the clarity and transparency of the lens. Blueberries also contain vitamin E, another fat-soluble antioxidant that works in a complementary way to vitamin C. While vitamin C protects the watery environments inside the eye, vitamin E protects the fatty components of eye cell membranes. The photoreceptor cells of the retina have a high concentration of polyunsaturated fatty acids in their membranes, and these fatty acids are particularly vulnerable to oxidative damage. Vitamin E provides a critical layer of protection for these fatty acid-rich membranes, helping to maintain the structural integrity of the photoreceptors and supporting their ability to respond to light effectively. Beyond vitamin C and E, blueberries are a source of zinc, a mineral that plays an essential role in eye health and that is often overlooked. Zinc is found in high concentrations in the retina, particularly in the macular region, which is the central part of the retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision. Zinc acts as a cofactor for many of the enzymes involved in the visual cycle, which is the series of biochemical reactions that allow your photoreceptors to convert light into electrical signals that your brain can interpret as vision. Zinc also helps vitamin A do its job in the eye. Vitamin A is essential for the production of rhodopsin, the light-sensitive pigment in the rod cells that allows you to see in dim light conditions. Without adequate zinc, the vitamin A cannot be properly transported from the liver to the retina, and the production of rhodopsin is impaired. This is why zinc deficiency can contribute to night blindness. Now let us talk about lutein and zeaxanthin, because these two nutrients deserve special attention in any conversation about eye health, and blueberries, along with other deeply colored fruits and vegetables, contribute to the overall dietary intake of these critical compounds. Lutein and zeaxanthin are carotenoid pigments that concentrate specifically in the macula of the eye, where they form what is known as the macular pigment. This macular pigment acts like a natural internal pair of sunglasses for your eyes. It absorbs blue light, which is the high-energy, potentially damaging portion of the visible light spectrum, before it can reach and damage the delicate photoreceptors of the macula. Higher macular pigment density is associated with lower risk of age-related macular degeneration, better contrast sensitivity, and better visual performance in conditions of bright light and glare. Eating foods rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, particularly in the evening, allows your body to absorb and transport these carotenoids to the macula while you sleep, gradually building up and maintaining your macular pigment over time. I also want to speak to you about the role of blueberries in supporting healthy blood flow to the eyes. One of the less commonly discussed but critically important aspects of eye health is the quality of the microcirculation, the blood flow through the tiny blood vessels that supply the eye with oxygen and nutrients. The retina is entirely dependent on this microcirculation. It has no ability to store oxygen or nutrients and relies on a constant, uninterrupted supply of blood to function properly. Conditions that compromise this microcirculation, such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and atherosclerosis, are among the leading causes of vision loss worldwide. The anthocyanins in blueberries have been shown to improve the integrity and flexibility of blood vessel walls, reduce inflammation in the vascular endothelium, and support overall microvascular health. This means that eating blueberries regularly can help ensure that the tiny blood vessels of the retina remain healthy, flexible, and able to deliver adequate oxygen and nutrients to every single photoreceptor cell throughout the night. There is also a fascinating and increasingly well-documented relationship between the gut microbiome and eye health. Emerging research in the field of nutritional ophthalmology has begun to reveal that the health of the bacterial ecosystem in your digestive system has significant implications for the health of your eyes, a connection that scientists are calling the gut-eye axis. Blueberries are among the most powerful prebiotic foods available. The polyphenols and fiber in blueberries promote the growth of beneficial bacterial species in the gut, including Bifidobacterium and Lactobacillus species, while inhibiting the growth of harmful bacteria. A healthier gut microbiome means less systemic inflammation, better nutrient absorption, and better immune regulation, all of which have downstream benefits for the health and function of your eyes. Now I want to also acknowledge that while blueberries are truly exceptional for eye health, they are not the only fruit worth considering in this context. There are several other fruits that deserve honorable mentions and that can beautifully complement a blueberry-centered approach to nighttime eye nutrition. Cherries, particularly tart cherries, are another deeply pigmented fruit rich in anthocyanins and melatonin. The melatonin in tart cherries makes them particularly well suited for consumption before bed, as melatonin not only regulates sleep but also acts as a powerful antioxidant that can protect retinal cells from oxidative damage during the night. Tart cherry juice has been widely studied for its sleep-promoting effects, and a combination of better sleep and greater antioxidant protection for the retina makes tart cherries an outstanding bedtime choice for eye health. Kiwi fruit is another remarkable option for pre-bedtime eye nutrition. Kiwis are one of the richest fruit sources of lutein and zeaxanthin available, containing significantly higher concentrations of these macular protective carotenoids than many other commonly consumed fruits. Studies have shown that regular kiwi consumption can meaningfully increase macular pigment optical density, which is a direct measure of the eye's natural protection against blue light and oxidative damage. Kiwis are also rich in vitamin C and contain a natural enzyme called actinidin that improves protein digestion and nutrient absorption, which may help improve the bioavailability of the carotenoids they contain. Papaya is another fruit that deserves mention in the context of eye health. Papaya is a rich source of beta-carotene, vitamin C, and zeaxanthin. Beta-carotene is converted by the body into vitamin A, which, as I mentioned earlier, is absolutely essential for the production of the visual pigment rhodopsin in the rod cells of the retina. A deficiency of vitamin A is actually the leading cause of preventable blindness worldwide, particularly in children in developing countries. Including vitamin A precursor-rich foods like papaya in your regular diet provides a natural and safe source of this essential nutrient for vision support. Grapes, especially dark-colored varieties like Concord grapes and red grapes, are another excellent source of resveratrol and anthocyanins, both of which have documented benefits for retinal health. Resveratrol has been shown in research to inhibit the growth of abnormal blood vessels in the retina, which is a process called neovascularization that underlies conditions like proliferative diabetic retinopathy and neovascular age-related macular degeneration. While grapes may not always be the most practical bedtime snack, including them regularly in your diet contributes meaningfully to your overall eye health. But let us return to blueberries because I want to make sure that you leave today not just with knowledge but with practical guidance. How should you actually incorporate blueberries into your pre-bedtime routine for maximum eye health benefit? The first and most important point is consistency. The benefits of blueberry consumption for eye health are cumulative. You are not going to experience a dramatic improvement in your vision after one serving of blueberries before bed. What you are doing is building a consistent daily practice that over weeks, months, and years continuously supplies your eyes with the antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients they need to repair, protect, and maintain themselves at the highest possible level of function. A practical serving size is approximately 1 cup of fresh or frozen blueberries. Frozen blueberries are just as nutritious as fresh ones and are often actually more nutritious because they are typically frozen immediately after harvest at peak ripeness, which preserves their anthocyanin and vitamin content better than fresh blueberries that may have spent days in transit and on store shelves. You can eat your blueberries plain, which is perfectly wonderful, or you can add them to a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt, which provides additional protein that will help stabilize your blood sugar overnight, and the probiotic bacteria in the yogurt will further support your gut-eye axis. You can blend them into a small smoothie with a handful of spinach, which adds lutein and zeaxanthin to your eye-supporting beverage. You can combine them with a small handful of walnuts, which provide omega-3 fatty acids that support the fatty acid composition of the retina and reduce inflammatory prostaglandins that can compromise retinal blood flow. I want to also speak to you about the importance of consistency across your entire daily diet, not just your bedtime snack, for maintaining optimal eye health. No single food, however powerful, can compensate for a diet that is otherwise poor in eye-supportive nutrients. If you are eating a diet that is high in processed foods, refined sugars, trans fats, and low in vegetables and fruits throughout the day, the benefits of your bedtime blueberries will be significantly limited. The blueberries work best as the capstone of an already nutrient-rich diet that includes regular servings of leafy greens like kale and spinach for lutein and zeaxanthin, fatty fish like salmon and sardines for omega-3 fatty acids, eggs for lutein, zeaxanthin, and zinc, colorful vegetables like bell peppers and carrots for vitamin C and beta-carotene, and nuts and seeds for vitamin E and zinc. I also want to talk for a moment about the importance of hydration for eye health, because this is another area where simple, consistent habits can make a profound difference. Your eyes are surrounded by fluid. The vitreous humor, which fills the main cavity of the eye, is approximately 99% water. The tear film that covers the surface of your eye requires adequate hydration to form properly. When you are even mildly dehydrated, your tear production decreases, your tear film becomes thinner and less stable, and your eyes become dry, irritated, and more vulnerable to surface damage. Ensuring that you are well hydrated throughout the day and drinking a glass of water as part of your bedtime routine supports the health of your tear film and the overall fluid balance of your eyes. Let us also talk about what to avoid in the hours before bed if you are serious about protecting your eye health. High sugar foods and refined carbohydrates cause spikes in blood glucose that create oxidative stress and inflammation throughout the body, including in the delicate tissues of the eye. This is one of the key mechanisms through which diabetes causes diabetic retinopathy, the damage to the retinal blood vessels caused by chronic high blood glucose. While occasional indulgences are a normal part of life, making a regular habit of eating sweet processed foods before bed is particularly harmful to eye health because those blood glucose spikes occur during the period when your eyes are supposed to be undergoing repair and regeneration. Excessive alcohol consumption is also harmful to eye health, both in the short term and the long term. Alcohol is a diuretic that dehydrates your body, including the fluid systems of your eyes. It depletes B vitamins, particularly vitamin B12, which plays an important role in optic nerve health. Chronic heavy alcohol consumption has been associated with increased risk of optic neuropathy, macular degeneration, and cataract formation. If you choose to drink alcohol, doing so in moderation and ensuring that you are consuming plenty of eye-supportive nutrients in your overall diet is important. I would also like to address the role of sleep quality itself in eye health because the benefits of your pre-bedtime blueberries are multiplied when they occur alongside genuinely good, restorative sleep. Sleep deprivation and poor sleep quality significantly impair the eye's ability to repair and regenerate overnight. Studies have shown that even one night of poor sleep leads to measurable increases in markers of oxidative stress in the eye and reduces the efficiency of the tear production and distribution that occurs during sleep. Establishing a consistent sleep schedule, creating a dark and cool sleeping environment, minimizing exposure to blue light from screens in the hour before bed, and practicing relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation, all of these habits support the quality of your sleep and therefore multiply the benefits of your eye-supportive nighttime nutrition. Speaking of blue light, this is a topic that deserves a moment of dedicated attention because it is one of the most significant modern challenges to eye health. The widespread adoption of smartphones, tablets, laptops, and LED televisions has dramatically increased our daily exposure to blue light, which is the high-energy portion of the visible light spectrum emitted in particularly large quantities by digital screens. Blue light penetrates all the way through the lens of the eye to the retina, and high levels of blue light exposure have been associated with accelerated oxidative damage to retinal cells. The anthocyanins in blueberries, along with the lutein and zeaxanthin from a well-rounded diet, provide some internal protection against this blue light damage, but they work best in combination with behavioral strategies like using blue light filtering screen protectors, enabling night mode settings on devices, and reducing screen time in the hour or two before bed. I want to close with a message that I believe is perhaps the most important thing I can share with you today. Your eye health is not something that happens to you. It is something that you actively create day by day, meal by meal, habit by habit. Every choice you make about what you eat, how you sleep, how you hydrate, how you protect your eyes from excess light and screen exposure, these choices accumulate over time into either a pattern of protection and vitality or a pattern of accelerated decline. The science of nutritional ophthalmology is clear that diet is one of the most powerful and modifiable risk factors for many of the most devastating eye diseases, including age-related macular degeneration, cataracts, diabetic retinopathy, and glaucoma. And the beautiful thing, the truly wonderful thing, is that the changes required to make a real difference are not overwhelming, not expensive, not complicated, and not time-consuming. Something as simple, as delicious, and as accessible as eating a cup of blueberries before you go to bed tonight is a genuine act of love and care for your eyes. It is a choice that says, I value my vision. I value my ability to see the faces of the people I love, the colors of a beautiful sunset, the words on a page, the details of the world around me, and I'm going to do something tonight and every night to protect and preserve that precious gift. The research and evidence supporting the benefits of blueberries and other deeply pigmented, nutrient-rich fruits for eye health is robust, growing, and increasingly compelling. The anthocyanins, the vitamin C, the vitamin E, the zinc, the prebiotic fiber, the anti-inflammatory polyphenols, all of these components work together synergistically to create a shield of protection around the delicate, irreplaceable tissues of your eyes, precisely during the hours when those tissues are working hardest to repair and renew themselves. So tonight, I invite you to make one simple change. Stop at the store on your way home, pick up a bag of fresh or frozen blueberries, and before you go to bed tonight, sit down, enjoy a small bowl of these extraordinary little fruits, and know that with every bite you are actively investing in the long-term health and vitality of your eyes. Do it again tomorrow night, and the night after that. Build it into your routine until it becomes as automatic and as natural as brushing your teeth. And then watch over the weeks and months and years ahead as your eyes continue to serve you beautifully, clearly and vibrantly, because you made the choice to nourish them with exactly what they needed at exactly the right time. Your vision is priceless. Protect it, nourish it, honor it, starting tonight with something as simple and as powerful as the best fruit you can eat before bed for healthy eyes. The blueberry, small in size, extraordinary in power, and now part of your commitment to seeing the world with healthy, vibrant, protected eyes for all the years to come. And remember, your eyes work hard every single day for you. So start working hard for them every single night. I am Dr. Mark, and if this information about the best fruit to eat before bed for healthy eyes helped you today, please like, share, and subscribe because your vision deserves the very best care possible. See you in the next one.